live in Tallahassee. I attend Florence Community Church for the past 25 years. And about 10 years ago, our family decided to adopt. We weren't really sure of the process, what to do, how to begin, and someone suggested we go to a MAP course, which stands for Massachusetts Approach Partnership Parenting. And it was a class offered by Florida Baptist Children's Home, and I was like, we have 5 sons we've raised, what do we need a parenting class for? But they said it was required, so we went to it. And the class gave us a lot of insight into disruption of families, the way the kids come into the foster care system, and what kinds of issues they might have that would be different from our biological children. And it proved very informative for us. Most of the things that we learned were unique to those kinds of situations for the families and the children were wards of the state. And the social workers at Florida Baptist Children's Home were very helpful. They were encouraging, guiding us all along the way. And I really don't think that without that kind of support that we would have been able to complete an adoption. We just were not really sure of the direction and way to go, and they were very, very encouraging. They basically held our hands the whole way. And I really believe that the choice to adopt is extremely a major decision in any family's life, of course, but it requires more than the average family is equipped to handle, especially when these children are coming from broken homes and abusive situations, ridden with significant difficulties in their lives. So Psalm 127:3 and 1 and 3 says that unless the Lord builds a house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guard stands watch in vain. And the children are a gift from God. They are his reward. We have had our 3 girls that we got as a sibling group. They were considered high risk because they were a sibling group, but we wanted them to stay together. We brought them in. We had 5 sons. They've been with us for 10 years now, and they are 15, 16, and 18. We're going to have our first graduate from the adopted kids, and they are just flourishing, but we would not have been able to do it without the support of the Florida Baptist Children's Home. So, thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Bishop Aubrey Shines, and I am the senior pastor of Glory to Glory Ministries of Tampa, Florida. I want to just speak very briefly about our idea of consciousness, which is no more than just really an inner sense of what is right and what's wrong. And as the definition gives clarity, it is that which motivates us and impels us towards right decisions. As a result of that, I could not help but to reflect on this great nation and how we were actually birthed. The government of tyrants of England oppressed the religious liberties of peoples whose conscience had been enlightened by the God of creation. Impregnated by this freedom, our nation has been able to overcome a deluge of atrocities and injustices that has been exacted upon it. Now, that same spirit of tyranny, whose prejudice once again would strip our conscience for holding the truths of our God to be lived out, not just in our businesses, but in our military, in our education spheres, as well as in our personal lives, are now in jeopardy. This type of intolerance that the Church of England mandated for its people is the same intolerance that has been engineered by what I call crafty Madison Street Avenue ideologists. This politically correct harness has been designed to fundamentally change America. So I'm asking our governor, who I and the other residents of this great state elected, that he would veto this bill. Thank you.